Okay, so I'm going to try to make a brief little tutorial on how you do the wiring for the front turn signals on a Falcon Pro and possibly a GT. That's unconfirmed because I don't have one. But basically, the Falcon Pro comes with the wiring for front turn signals. It's just one of these 3-pin connectors right here. And pretty much every Falcon Pro should have this little connector right there. That little 3-pin. And that's what you're going to need to tap into to wire in the front turn signals. And you're going to need one of these. It is a male 3-pin connector that plugs right into here. And I'll try to link in the description or in the comments wherever I post this video on the exact ones I bought, just to make it a little bit more simple. But yeah, so basically you're going to plug this into there, so I'll go ahead and do that real quick. So I plugged the 3-pin connector into the 3-pin male connector into the orange 3-pin female connector that comes stock on the Falcon Pro. And I wired it up to the old tail light just because I replaced mine back here. But I wired it up to the old one to kind of show you a demonstration of the turn signal. And how I wired it is on this aftermarket 3-pin connector that I got off Amazon. The ground wire is actually the yellow wire that comes out of here, and that had me confused when I was first doing the wiring because I wasn't getting any power from it, which I thought was strange. I was using a multimeter, and it took me a little bit to figure out that the yellow is actually the ground when you use this specific 3-pin. It might be the same on all of them, but I know this one, yellow is ground. And then for the 79 bike wiring harness, the red wire is going to be your running light, yellow is your right turn signal, green is your left turn signal, and blue is your brake light. So I wired it up to the left turn signal just to show as a demonstration that it does indeed work. So if I go on here, turn on the turn signal, there we are. One thing to keep in mind is that the power source from the turn signal front and back is a constant 12 volts. It does not have a built-in turn signal relay switch of any kind. So you're going to want to get an LED strip or LED tail lights or turn signals that have sequential, because 9 times out of 10 those have like a built-in blinker, pretty much like your stock light on the Falcon Pro. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. What I wired in for mine is I have these up here are amber running lights, DRLs I guess you could call them, on either side. And these ones down here are also DRLs, but they switch back into your turn signal when you activate it. I'll show a little demonstration of that, but I have them unplugged because I was showing the wiring I used. And how I got the DRLs up here that aren't turn signal activated, because from this front switch here, it's only turn signals. There's no like just constant 12 volt power to have a DRL running. So what I did was, when I did the wiring back here for the real tail light, I tapped into the red, which is the running light on the Falcon Pro, and I ran a wire up through the frame of the bike It's hard to tell which one it is because I taped it up, made it look similar to the stock wires. But I ran the a lead off from the running lights up to the front to have that constant power source, to have the daytime running lights. Okay, so here's my finished product of the turn signal install on the 79 bike Falcon Pro. So these up here are just DRLs, daytime running lights. They're always on and they're super bright at night, I can tell you that much. And these down here are my turn signals. They're also DRLs, but they are white. So let's see, I'll turn on the right turn signal. Cuts off, goes back to DRL. There's left. Do right and show the back. So yeah, that's pretty much it. One thing I do suggest when you're doing pretty much any wiring on this bike is you're probably going to want a soldering iron, because all of the wires are super small and there's not really a better way to connect them all and keep them connected. What I used was a soldering iron and a lot of these shrink wrap. That's what worked best for me to keep everything in order. It gets there's a lot going on when you have all these tiny wires that you're connecting, especially when you did a setup like mine with, you know, 4 different lights to wire in up here. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward and easy. I just wanted to make a video because when I went through this, I couldn't really find anything. There was definitely no videos for the 79 bike. There was just some older, vague Reddit threads with some conflicting information. So yeah, hopefully that helps everyone. I appreciate it.